Aloha kako! Happy Thanksgiving! Just got off of work. Are you a Kane? If you are or you're not, there's no problem against that. Are you in your 40s? You live Hawaii? Working to thrive in this crazy economy? Cost of living, all that good stuff? You divorced? Maybe not. You're in a blended mixed family? You get kids? Guess what? I'm just like you. And who am I? Who am I? Nah. I am Ka'ohu o Ka'alasito, aka Keo, depending on what region that you're living in, for your monetary mana'o of the day. Aloha kako. Happy Thanksgiving again. I don't know about you, but... Oh, and hau'olila ku'oko'a for the Kanaka out there. Yes, I didn't forget about that. But I don't know about you. I'm not too much of a fan of Thanksgiving. I mean, you know, lately, if y'all don't know, I've been trying to get more healthy. You know, I've been doing the keto. I did keto diet before, but I'm doing it again. And so, you know, holidays, bro, that stuff is all about carbs, bro. Just carbs, man. Like mashed potatoes and stuffing and bread and garlic bread and sugary drinks, pies, you know, desserts, all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love that stuff. I love it. But, I mean, if I'm trying to, like, get more healthy and get more into shape, I cannot, man. I cannot do that stuff. So, my body, I'm really training my taste buds of my body to not have to deal with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, say no. Just say no. Ka'ohu, just say no. I know it smells good. I know it smells like garlic bread up in here, but just say no. Oh my God, I know that pie looks really ono, especially with all that chocolate sprinkled on it and the whipped cream. Just say no. Don't you do it. It's gonna be quick dopamine, happiness, and then gluttony, regret after all that. And it's kind of funny though. Isn't that kind of similar to like other things in life? Like say your finances, for example. You know me, I always like to talk about finances. That's probably why you always see my videos where I'm wearing the same thing, because I like to do my videos in my car because I'm always driving someplace, whether I'm going to my business, whether I'm going to go to refill my claw machines, whether I'm coming from work or going to work or overtime or whatever. I'm always on the road. You know, I'm always trying to hustle. So this is why you're always going to see me in this type of uniform, I guess, you know, that I'm wearing when I do my videos. So yeah, now you know. So on top of that, the gluttony part, you know, when you feel like, oh, I'm going to reward myself. I worked all week. Like right now, I worked on my 7th day straight of working. That's called consecutive in city and county lingo. You probably have that too if they provide that, where after from the 7th day on, if you work straight 7 days, it's time and a half, even though you're working your regular time until your next day off. So today's my 7th day, you know, and after the 7th day, I would tell myself, oh man, good job, Ohu. Let's reward ourselves. And I would reward myself with like, well, my advice would be whiskey. I love whiskey. You know, it just tastes ono, you know, so that would be my advice. I would have a drink, you know. Some people, they love to just pound food. But knowing I want to become more healthy, I'm definitely training myself every day to cut back on stuff. And I'm doing keto right now, and I'm really cutting back. Like today, my chief, he and my supervisor, they made food for us. So mahalo, you know, big up to Frank and big up to Tony for making us food at our shift or for our shift. And it was super ono, but I had to like just take the protein part, like some of the turkey and he made pork butt and stuff, and I grinded that. And I also had steak from the day before and eggs, right? So I was grinding that, but like the mashed potatoes and the stuffing I gave to my partner, and he's like, he grinded that. So that's cool, you know, it's all good. And those little wins is what makes me happy to keep me going. I could have easily just be like, nobody would care, you know, it's just me, it's all good. It's a holiday, right? I work 7 days. Let's treat yourself. Just grind them. Who would know, right? But I would know. And I would say that A year ago, I would do the exact same thing. Like, it's just between me and myself. Who would care? But I gotta start training myself to care about that kind of stuff. It's about having ethics and doing what you declare to do. And I declare to get more healthy, and I declare to lose weight. Like, I want to lose at least 20 pounds by next year, April. So that's what I gotta do. I just gotta start building healthy habits now and just be constant with it. Another thing I'm doing too is, like, so far I'm like a week out from not drinking alcohol, which I'm happy about. And I definitely know studies show, you cannot be stupid to this, or I cannot be stupid to where I wouldn't know. It's so obvious that alcohol pretty much resists weight loss, right? Like, very rare you're gonna see somebody that drinks a lot of alcohol and they're like fit, very rare. So knowing to cut back on that is going to help me. How does this all pertain to finances? Well, come on, you guys got an idea, right? How much does alcohol cost? Like, one bottle of whiskey, Jameson's, at least is $25, $26, depending on where you go. And how long is that? Like, maybe last year, like 2 weeks, depending on how much you consume. So that's like, what, maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, so about 20, 40, maybe 40 to $60 a month for a year. It's a lot of money that can add up, right? Those are the vices. Some people, they have cigarettes. Some people, they vape. Some people love coffee. They go Starbucks every day. $5, $6 every day, 365 days out of the year. That's a lot of money, man. How much could you do? What could you do with that money if you were to save up? I know everybody's thinking, oh yeah, I know about this. Yeah, we all know about this. So then why are we still doing it? Why are we still doing it? Maybe because we don't have any goals to save the money up for. Do you have a list of goals that you're saving the money up for? Do you know what each goal costs to make that goal happen? So, of course, it all ties into finances, health and wealth. Is it any wonder that they rhyme? No, not to me. It didn't at first, but to me now, yeah, it's no wonder. They're pretty much the same mentality: health and wealth, discipline, delayed gratification, hard work. And another thing that I want to tap into today is mentality, personal development. I was talking to my partner today at work, and he goes, "Hey, what you doing for Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to go over to a friend of mine. His name is Kavika." And shout out to my boy Kavika, Rich. He has a book out called DPS, Find Your DPS. Right off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but I'll put a link in for the book down below. But it's all about your global positioning system. He talks about your, I want to say his dream positioning system. I could be wrong though, call it mine. But he's an inspirational speaker. He's learned from Les Brown. That guy's an awesome inspirational speaker. We're going to go to his house for Thanksgiving and have a good old time. But the way that I met him was through this organization called PSI, and it's pretty much all about personal development. Now, I was asking my partner, what is your thoughts when you hear, oh, I went through a personal development course, or I'm reading a book about personal development, or I'm taking classes on it or whatnot. Like, I had an idea of what I was thinking whenever I heard people say that they're doing that. Comment down below, please. When you first hear friends or family say, oh, I'm taking a personal development course, or I'm reading books about personal development, what comes to your mind about them? Do you think they're crazy? Do you think they have anger problems? Do you think they have some kind of problem, right? Do you feel like you would ever take any personal development courses or read a book about personal development? Comment down below. I'd love to know your feedback on that. For me, I did. I had those, what I just said to you was what the thoughts I thought of as well too, And when we went to this course, I was inspired to go by our CEOs for our financial business. They all went through it. And you know what? I heeded what their instructions were because they were mentors to me. Everybody should at least find a mentor, especially if they've proven themselves to you. And so we went to the intro meeting. It was at Dave and Buster's, and I learned about it, and I really dug it. I mean, the testimonies were awesome and stuff, so I went to it. Julie and I went to it, and man, I mean, I thought I had a good grip about who I was, and that right there was able to, like, you know, instructors were able to, like, situate scenarios and questions and talk story situations that made me really think and made me realize, man, I got a lot more to learn about myself, you know, and especially coming from a previous relationship, there was a lot of pre-programming I had from the previous relationship, and then I would bring that into the new relationship with Julia, and so would she, and things were just like not jiving, you know. There was a lot of friction and resistance going on there. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are having the same thing. Blended families. Remember, I'm talking to all you Kane out there that are coming from blended families. I'm sure that there's some things that you will bring to your new relationship that you have learned from your old relationship. You know, and vice versa for your spouse, your other half. And it would do both of you a great justice to learn more about yourselves, to realize that these pre-programming reactions or triggers or emotions, it's something that can be reprogrammed. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean that you have issues. I mean, everybody has issues, but it doesn't mean you're crazy. Like, don't ever think that you should feel guilty or ashamed about these things, right? But anyways, personal development is one of the things we went to. So this is the gentleman, we're going to go to his house, and his family is awesome, you know. Yeah, and I think personal development courses is something that everybody should at least go to, because that really elevates the game in your mentality. Like, if you're planning on going into business, if you're planning on doing something hard, if you're planning on losing weight, if you're planning on starting a business or doing something that takes a lot of time and effort and work to do, having a great mindset is very, very important. It's very important, because at the most slightest hint of resistance or pain or difficulty, the mind doesn't like that. The mind likes the easy route. The mind likes comfort. The mind likes happiness. All those things that will bring you freedom and success and all that stuff is not along that path, especially when you start. And we said persistence is the thing that gets you to that goal line. So if you don't have the correct mindset to help keep you there, then you're going to quit. Then you're going to fail. You're not going to get back up. You're going to realize this is not what I expected it to be, and I don't like it. I'm going to go back to the normal, no-brainer, every day somebody can do something for me lifestyle. But, and you know what? If that's what you feel like you want to do, each to their own. But like, I feel like if you're listening to me, you want something more. You're yearning for something more. You want to be more elevated in your life. You know what I mean? Like, we're in our 40s, whoever I'm talking to, you guys out there, Kane, Wahine, whatever. If we're in our 40s, we're pretty much technically halfway, you know, according to what national average ages are in the 80s is the estimated dates of morbidity for human beings, male and female. So we're halfway through, so this is the time. Do you want to continue doing what you're doing to this point and not elevate yourself? Or are you like, you're bored and you want to elevate yourself? Or you're sick and tired of it and you want to elevate yourself? Or you're like over the fact that everybody around you is getting theirs and you're not getting yours, and you're yearning for something new and you want to elevate yourself? Then you got to take a personal development course. You got to start reading personal development books. Okay? You need to do it. Your mind is going to elevate, and you're going to start realizing that focusing on positivity daily is not some hippie shit. That stuff is for real, bro. That stuff is for real. Like focusing on the positive, like for example, as a medic in my department, there's a lot of people. I mean, actually, there's not a lot. I would say there's a handful of people within our own department that really could use personal development. Like, they think that the world is out to get them. They think that the world is just crapping on them every day, and not focusing on the positivity of what this profession can bring us and what it brings to the community. Those are the kind of things that personal development courses has taught me. It's also taught me to be more vulnerable and to listen and to be a better leader and to be more open with Julia. I mean, that's just an all-around thing that's going to better ourselves overall as a whole, right? All together. Being who you are and being what you want to be and being successful and stuff is not just a one topic thing. There's multiple topics. You know what I mean? Like you're a plane that has many engines. And when one engine goes down or one engine is weaker than the other, your flight is not going to be as stable. Something's going to start having to work overtime for the other thing that's working less time. And personal development is one of your engines. You need to strengthen it. Your mind, you need to strengthen it because the mind is the thing that is the most powerful thing. Matrix, right? By the way, in our personal development course, that's how I met Kavika. What got us to connect was Matrix. That was so awesome. And in the Matrix, the mind is the most powerful thing. Like they said, if your mind is done in the Matrix, your body's done, right? Real life shit I can tell you in the medical field, when you're on life support, the doctors technically will call you if you're brain dead. Your heart can still beat. In fact, your heart has its own electroconductivity where it can beat on its own. But once the mind goes, there's no sense anymore. You're done. So the mind is the most important thing to train and to be strong, like a muscle. That way you can persevere over anything. And you'll also learn to let go of the things that mean nothing. Right now, prior to personal development, I was one of those that focused on things that were so minuscule in my life. That meant very little. But I was never told that. My personal development courses trained me to realize that. Like, for example, I'm driving right now. Let's just say somebody cuts me off, right? Before I answer, why don't you guys pause answer this question down below. If somebody was to cut you off in Hawaii, in traffic, and just take off, no sorries, no nothing, what is your reaction? What is the emotion that comes up when you get cut off, right? Because majority of us are always in traffic. We're driving someplace. So what is your initial reaction? Okay, I'll pause for a little bit. Let me get a little sip of my yummy. Okay, I'm back. So whatever your reaction is, please comment down below and I'll love to know. My reaction, I'll get pissed, right? Maybe a swear word comes out or two, right? I wouldn't be road rage, but I definitely would be pissed. But I learned that to put myself in other people's shoes. So for example, what if that person that cut me off is trying to get to their dying mother? Or what if their loved one just went in or is ready to give birth? Or, say their kid just got hit by a car and they're trying to race to get to the hospital, that could possibly be something. That could possibly be why that person cut me off and is in a rush, right? So if I was to catch up to them and be pissed off and then I find out the real reason why, I would feel real guilty, right? So those are the kind of little things that can add up to a lot when it comes to personal development. And when you can train yourself, when I train myself to let go of that stress, oh man, I tell you, life is so much more easier. Like overall, it becomes easier. You're gonna rub off on people. They're gonna notice that. They're gonna notice a change. And they're gonna be like, I mean, if they ask you what happened, that's, yeah, you can tell them, but like, they probably won't. But the fact that they can recognize there's a change, like I was told by my supervisor, I've changed a lot since the past 5 years, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful for that. I think that it also helps it helps with your health, because being upset causes different receptors to go off, different things to be secreted in your body, which changes and alters your vital signs. So when you get anxious and upset, your heart rate increases, right? And your heart rate is your pump, and that affects your blood pressure. So now your blood pressure increases. And if you're always under stress and you add other things to it that won't help your stress, like cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol, an unhealthy diet, you're only going to add more stress onto your engine, which is your heart and your blood vessels. So when that keeps on happening over a long period of time, you're pretty much wearing out your vessels and your heart. And next thing you know, you have a heart attack. Or you have a stroke. Right? And that's a no bueno time. Once you have that, you cannot guarantee that you're going to go back to 100%. You cannot. You're going to lose some type of motor function, and now you're subpar to your 100% you could be. Just by relaxing. Just by letting things go. I saw this one video one time where this one guy is holding up a glass of water in front of a class, and he goes, "How heavy is this?" And they're all like, 16 ounces, 8 ounces, blah, blah, blah. He, pretty much what the answer was that while you're holding it now, it doesn't seem like anything. Well, let's just say you're holding it for a day. Straight out. Elbow. Extended. Glass of water, right? Now your hand starts shaking, right? Say you hold it for a week. Now your shoulders start getting sore, and you know what I mean? Like your back starts feeling it, right? Your neck starts feeling it. It's all connected, right? Now you hold it for a month. You hold it for years, right? A small glass of water doesn't mean anything. It's very light. Now it feels like just tons of weight being held by you, and it's affecting your body. It's affecting your mind. It's affecting your health. And all you had to do was let it go. That's all you had to do. That video really stuck to me. And I always think about that every time, like I get yelled at by somebody, or somebody says something that I feel like was threatening to me, but putting myself in their shoes, maybe they had no idea. That's why we need to communicate too. But that's what personal development helps to train our bodies and minds for, amongst other things, many, many other things, So it's very, very important, personal development. All right, gangy. I am pulling up home, and I got to prepare myself for the eating fest that's going to come up in a few hours. Thanksgiving, oh my goodness, right? It's just all about eating, bro. It's family too, we connect and whatnot. That's great and all, but like, oh my goodness, man. Here we go. We're going to have to eat. We'll see what happens. But hey, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hau'olila ku'okoa. I really hope that you guys have a very safe and wholesome holiday today. Like, I don't know, are you guys going to go out to Black Friday tomorrow? Like, if so, what are you going to do? Let me know. Hit me up. Tell me in the comments. Are you guys going to Black Friday? Well, do you guys have a tradition? Are you guys going to go and, I don't think they do that Walmart thing anymore, right? I remember I used to watch on YouTube where, like, all these people lining up, or shoot, we would actually do it I wouldn't do it myself because I thought that was dumb, but, like, I'm from the 80s, you know what I mean? Early 80s and stuff, so that whole idea of waiting in line for Walmart to open and there's a freaking rush of people going in there and fighting over one TV is like, I thought that was entertaining to me. It's dumb as fuck, but like, it's entertaining because I'm like, only poor people do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess so the WWF-ness of it all is like dumbed down, seeing that there's like Amazon, right? And like Alibaba and stuff. Like, you can get stuff just delivered to you, so why even have to go out into all that craziness? But It's just funny to me. I don't know. That's the mindset of that's just the mentality of the poor, unfortunately. Like you're doing that just for a TV when you can get it easily online. I don't know. Maybe they like the experience of it all. Maybe it's nostalgic. Like they used to do it before and nobody does it now. They want to do it, But either way, be safe out there. Look out for each other. There's gonna be roadblocks. I guarantee it. So watch the drinking and driving. Be safe, and look out for one another. I love all you guys and I believe in you. Okay. Ka'ohu o ka'alasito, aka KO, depending what region you live in, for your monetary mana'o of the day. Aloha kako.